Welcome students. In today's session, we will continue our discussion on the greedy method with another classical concept or the problem solving. It is called as single source shortest path. This single source shortest path is also called as Dijkstra's shortest path algorithm because it was designed by, this particular algorithm was designed by the computer scientist Dijkstra, and the name is given for this. So basically in Dijkstra's shortest path algorithm, we will be given with a set of graphs. A particular graph consists of a set of vertices which will be connected through the different edges. Here, the graph which is given basically is a directed weighted graph. Directed weighted graph means, if you notice, the vertices 1 and 2 are connected through a particular.
इधर
अरे नहीं ये नहीं होता ना वो चार्जेस कैसे करने हैं
This particular edge has a particular direction. That means if you look at this edge, the direction says that from vertex 1 we can reach vertex 2, but from vertex 2 I cannot go back to vertex 1 because it is a unidirectional path, and this particular edge has a cost associated with that. So that cost says that, okay, we can think of something like these vertices can be treated as a real-time scenario as the cities in a particular state or a country, right? And these edges are the distances, right? From one particular city, we can go to the other city, and it is a unidirectional path. And in order to travel from one city to the other city, it costs 5 rupees, or you can consider it is as a 5 kilometer away. So this type of a graphs where there will be, the edges will be having a particular direction. That direction indicates that the source and the destination. In that particular path only we can travel, and if we travel, then associated cost will be available. We can consider it to be a distances, or if we travel as a price also we can consider. But here we try to discuss with the distances. Okay. Now in the same way, can anyone tell me what is the direction between 1 and 4? Students, I want a discussion here. Without discussion, I will not continue this particular concept. If you want to keep, if you want to mute yourself and keep it aside, then I will not continue my session here. I want responses from you.
Sir, we can't see it clearly.
Then why can't you say earlier? When I ask question, then only you will say it is not visible. In the initial stage, when I asked, everybody says it is visible clearly. Can anybody read here the direction between 1 and 4 and the cost associated with that?
Cost
10.
associated is 10, sir.
Cost associated is 10. What about the direction?
Starts at 1 and reaches at 4.
Starts at 1 and ends at 4. So can we travel from 4 to 1?
No,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Can we travel from the vertex 4 towards 1?
No, sir.
We cannot travel because
No,
the
sir.
direction says we can only travel from 1 to 4. We cannot travel from 4 to 1 here. In the same way, can you tell me the direction and the cost between vertex 2 and 4?
Two.
The weight is 2, and what about the direction?
Starts at 2 and ends at
Starts at 2 and ends at 4. Okay. Now, the problem statement here is that single source shortest path. That means now I will say that, okay, I'm going to consider my source as vertex 1. From this particular vertex 1, I want to visit all other vertices, right? there can be multiple ways or multiple modes or directions I can choose. But since it is a greedy method, I am greedy here. How? I want to select the path such a way that the distance between my source towards any of the vertex is shortest, so that I can reach the destination. I can reach the destination in a shortest distance, right? So in that case, can anyone tell me, that means now I want to travel from vertex 1 to vertex 2. I also want to travel from 1 to 3. Even I want to travel from 1 to 4. In the same way, from vertex 1 to 5, I want to travel. From a single source, understand the problem statement here. Single source, shortest path. Source is what? It is a single vertex. From a particular vertex, I want to travel to the all other or remaining vertices. And there can be multiple solutions here, right? These multiple solutions are what? Nothing. They are nothing but the feasible solutions, right? All are the solutions, but I need to consider only one out of that, which I can call it to be optimal solution. The optimal solution here either maximizes or minimizes the objective function, but in this case, it should minimize. Why it should minimize? So that I can reach towards the destination in a shortest path itself. I can reach it with the shortest path. Now, by looking into this particular diagram or the graph, can anyone tell me what would be the path or the distance which will be the shortest from vertex 1 to vertex 2? Vertex 1 and vertex 2 are directly connected, right? And there is a path from 1 to 2 as per this particular edge. Then there is a cost associated with that, that is 5 here. Now, look into the diagram, and is there any other way that I can reach to? So from 1, there is one more going towards 4. From 4, there is one more going towards 5. But from 5, there is a dead end. I cannot go towards 3 and come back to 2. There is no possibility. That means there is only one path between 1 and 2. That is from one vertex to the second vertex I can go, and the associated cost is 5. And I can say that this particular cost is minimum. This particular cost is minimum from 1 to 2. Agree, students?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now I want to travel from vertex 1 to vertex 3. How many different paths are available here? Can you look into the diagram and try to answer? How many different paths are available?
One, sir.
Only one. Is there a direct path? That is that directly from vertex 1 to vertex 3, can I go directly?
No, sir.
No,
No,
there is
sir.
no direct path. Since there is no direct path, I need to find out the via directions, like visiting another vertex, and from that particular vertex, I can move on to my destination. And here I can clearly say that there is only one path, that is through vertex 2. From 1 to 2, I need to go first, and from 2 to 3, I can reach my destination, right? And the cost associated with that or the path is what? What will be the path here? The distance between 1 to 3.
8.
It is 8. That is 5 plus 3, that is 8. Okay, now I want to move from vertex 1 towards vertex 4. Is there a direct path?
Yes, sir.
Yes, there is a direct
Yes,
path.
sir.
What is the cost associated, or what is the distance between 1 to 4?
10.
It is
10.
now. Can I find out any other way that I can reach 4 through any other vertex?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
To what?
1 to 2, 2 to 4.
4.
2 to 4. So 1 to 2 I can reach, and 2 to 4 also I can reach. So if I travel through that, what would be the path distance?
7.
7. I get 7. Now, I have got two solutions here. These two are feasible solutions. These two are feasible solutions. But since I am a greedy here, I need to minimize my objective function so that I can take the minimum path. So the minimum path definitely here is 7. That is, if I want to reach from 1 to 4, even though there is a direct path, I will not select that. I will not select that. But what I would do, I would from 1 to 2 I will go, and from 2 to 4 I will reach. So that my distance between the source and destination is minimized. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Now, can anyone tell me how many paths are there? Is there a direct path between 1 and 5?
No, sir.
No. So now we need to think of going through other vertices. Now, how can we reach from 1 to 5? What are possible options?
1 to 2. 2, sir. 2 ways.
There are two different paths available. One is 1 to 4 and 4 to 5. That is, let me write it here. 1 to 4 I can reach, and from 4 to 5 I can reach. If I do so, then what is the total path here distance?
16.
16. Correct? Is there any other way apart from going from 1
Yes,
to
sir.
4 and 4 to 5?
1 to 2, 2 to 3, 3 to 5.
1 to 2, 2 to
3.
2. Okay. Then
Sir, 3 ways are there.
5. There are 3 ways. 1 to 2, then 2 to 3, and then 3 to 5. So if I go in this direction, 1 to 2, 2 to 3, 3 to 5, what is the cost involved there?
11.
11.
11. Okay. Now, does there exist any other
Yes, sir.
path? Yes. That is from 1 to 2, then from 2 to
4.
4, and 4
4 to 5.
to 5. So if I go in this direction, what is the cost?
13.
30. Now, from vertex 1, and if I want to reach to vertex 5, there are 3 feasible solutions. But I need to pick the one which minimizes my results. Now, can you tell me which particular method or the path I need to select here?
11.
Second one, sir.
Second one, which have 11 as the distance, that is 1 to 2, 2 to 3, and 3 to 5. Now, if you carefully observe the process what we did here, at every state, what we are trying to look for is that we try to look for the shortest distance between the source to the other vertices. If there is a direct path available, we will note down that particular direct path, and also we will try to find out whether can we reach to that particular destination vertex through any other vertices. And if that particular vertices, if we go through, and if the distance is smaller than the direct path, then we will not go through that particular direct path. Rather, we select the going through the different vertices, so that the distance covered to reach the destination is shortest. Every phase we try to become a greedy. At every phase we try to become a greedy and analyze whether if I go through this particular vertex, will I get a shortest path? If yes, proceed further, or else go back to the previous vertex and then reach the destination. So this algorithm, this particular procedure, okay, we call it as single source shortest path, also called as Dijkstra's shortest path algorithm. Understood the background of this?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Now let us move on to the next exercise. This is the just common discussion. We did not actually follow through the algorithm here, but in this particular example, we are going to follow through the algorithm. I hope you are able to see this graph and the numbers written on that. Are they visible clearly?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Manisha, is it visible? Manisha Chitigi, is it visible?
Sir, it's little blur.
It is blurred. So some problem at your side, then you need to figure it out. Okay, just try to zoom in and try to check the content there. Okay. Is it the graph we have given, right? And there are 5 vertices and there are different edges and there are the directions associated with the edges and also weights given to that. That means we can call this graph as directed weighted graph. Okay. The source here is again the vertex 1. So probably usually in the question they will give a particular graph and then they will say that find the shortest distance from the source 1 to the all other vertices and a graph will be given. So what you need to solve or how you need to answer is that you need to draw this particular tabular format. First, draw the graph, tabular format, and here, what are the columns we have here? The first one is iteration. Second column, the set. Third column, selected vertex. Fourth has multiple columns involved in that, where we write the distances of the corresponding vertices. Distances of corresponding vertices. Okay. Since the source they have set it to be the vertex 1, so now we need to find out that from vertex 1 I want to reach all other vertices and that path should be the shortest. Okay, so here iteration means how many times we are going to in which particular iteration if we go in the first iteration what are the possible values or the paths we can identify, in the next iteration what are the possible values we can get, those we are going to write it in the iteration. For the first one, since it is the initial iteration, we write it to be a initial. You can consider it to be 0th iteration. Okay, so in the 0th iteration, as of now, I have not. I did not get any of the set. Set here means the vertices which we have already covered as part of our shortest distance. At the beginning, the set will have nothing in there. So a empty set, a pair of curly braces we need to write, and within that we need not to write anything that shows an empty set. Now, selected vertex means at this particular iteration, that is initial iteration, which particular vertex I am looking at. As the source is specified it to be the vertex 1, so the selected vertex I consider it to be vertex 1 here. Okay, now goal is to identify the distance between this selected vertex to the all other remaining vertices. The goal is to, or objective is to find out the distance between the selected vertex, okay, to all other vertices, that too from the given source. Now, from 1 to 1, I no need to calculate it. I can keep it as dash. Right now, from 1 to 2, is there a directed? Is there any direct path available?
Yes, sir.
Yes. What is the cost involved in that?
3.
Cost is 3. Okay. Now, is there a direct path from 1 to 3?
No, sir.
No. So at this stage, in the initial stage, I'm trying to find out the direct path from the vertex 1 to vertex 3, but I don't find any direct path here. There might be paths available through other vertices, but I don't know how particular this, what would be the path between 1 to 3, how much it cost, I don't know about that. So to keep the value, a proper value, I write it to be an infinite, that is plus infinite. I consider the largest value here, so that later I can try to find, if I get a minimum value, then I can re-update my distance between 1 to 3. Now, in the same way, is there a direct path from 1 to 4?
Yes, sir.
What is the
Yes, sir.
distance?
7.
7. Is there a direct path from 1 to 5?
No, sir.
No. Then what should I write here?
Infinite.
Infinite. Okay. So in the initial iteration, I figured out that from vertex 1, I can reach vertex 2 and also I can reach vertex 4 directly. And I know the path between, I know the distance between those two. From 1 to vertex 2, the distance is 3, and from 1 to 4, the distance is 7. Okay. Now, in the next iteration, the value is 1. In this particular iteration, in the selected set, I have already visited the vertex 1. From vertex 1, I know the distances. So the set will now add this value, whatever the value which we had in the previous column, in the previous rows under the column selected vertex. Now, pay attention. Now, we need to select a particular vertex under the selected vertex for the next iteration. This value has to be selected from the previous distances which we have covered here. Now, I know that from 1 to 2, I can reach, distance is 3. From 1 to 4 also I can reach, and the distance is 7. Since I am greedy here, I want to minimize my objective function. Can anyone tell me which vertex I have to select for this particular iteration? Should I select the vertex 2 or should I select the vertex 4?
2.
2. Okay. Any other responses?
2, sir.
2. Why I need to select the vertex 2 for this particular iteration? Because in the previous phase, I have analyzed and figured out that I can reach from 1 to the 2 different vertices, that is vertex 2 and vertex 4. And the distance between these is, the minimum is towards the vertex 2. And I will select that particular vertex here. So this I no need to work it out. I will put it dash. Okay. Now, because why I put a dash? Because from 2 towards 1 I cannot go. So it is clearly ruled out. Then the source is what? Single source. From vertex 1 to vertex 2, I can reach directly, and the path is what? 3. And I know that this is minimum now. I know that the distance is shortest now. What is the shortest distance which we have calculated earlier? This is 3. So I will rewrite that particular 3 and highlight it with a box. That says that, okay, this particular distance is fixed now. And definitely this distance is the shortest distance from the vertex 1 to vertex 2. If there exists any other path also, if there exists any other directions also, definitely it is going to cost more than this particular distance. So this is the shortest. Understood this? Why I highlighted this particular value?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, the next is, now think that I am at vertex 2. I am at vertex 2 and I am traveling from vertex 1, okay, and towards the 3. So I need to figure out this particular value here. From vertex 1 to vertex 3, I want to travel. At present, I am at vertex 2. So from 2, is there a direct path towards 3?
Yes, sir.
Yes, there is a direct path. Then what is the cost between, or what is the distance between 2 and 3?
4.
4. Then Can you tell me what would be the distance from the single source, that is vertex 1 towards vertex 3?
7.
7. How 7? It is cos from 1 to 3, that is the shortest path. Where I get that value? 3 plus this one, that is 4, that is 7. Now, is that 7 less than, is it less than the previous value? What is the previous value we have? Infinite. Now, which we are trying to figure it out, the distance is 7. Is that 7 less than infinite? Yes, definitely. That means I will re-update this value to 7. Understood?
Yes, sir.
This 7 is, usually students will get confused when they are re-looking into the table. This 7 is not the distance between 2 and 3. This is not the distance between 2 and 3, but it is distance between 1 and 3 through 2. It is distance between the vertex 1 and 3 via vertex 2. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, from vertex 2, can I reach vertex 4? From vertex 2, can I reach vertex
Yes, sir.
4 directly?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, correct. Now, if you look into the previous iteration, okay, the distance between vertex 1 and vertex 4 is 7. Okay, now I know that from 2 I can reach 4, and if I want to reach 4 from this 1 to 2 and 2 to 4, then it is going to cost me 3 plus 2, that is 5. Is that 5? Is it shorter than the previous value?
Yes, sir.
Yes. In that case, should I modify this particular 7 with the newest value 5 here?
Yes, sir.
That is 5. Now, earlier I knew that I can reach from 1 to 4 and the distance was 7. But in this iteration, I come to know that there is another method or another direction which is shorter than the previous one. Then why can't I go through that particular direction? As simple as that. So I just modified the previous value now. But here, if this particular 5 is something I want to reach from 1 to 4 via 2. Okay, now to the next vertex. Is there a direct path from 2 to 5?
No, sir.
That means it is the previous value itself that is plus infinite. So I have completed my second, that is iteration. The next iteration I need to move upon. Now, can anyone tell me what should I write in my set?
4.
What should I write in my set? Set means the vertices which I have selected
Two.
earlier here.
Sir.
Previous collection, what I have in the set, that is 1. Then the next value is what? In the previous iteration, the selected vertex, which is the selected vertex here? 2.
2, sir.
That 2 I will write. So my set is now 1 and 2. Now I need to select another vertex for this particular iteration. How I need to select? I need to look upon these previous values. In this particular previous values, I need to find out which is minimum or which is the shortest. Which one is shortest here? Is it the vertex via 3 or vertex via 4?
4, sir.
4. That means in the next iteration, I consider the vertex to be 4. Okay, so from 4 to 1, I no need to figure it out because that is not possible. Already I know that 1 to 2, that is from 1 to 2 I can reach, and the value is 3. So I no need to modify this value. Right? Now I am at vertex 4, and for this particular vertex, that is from 1 to 4, I have already figured out that there is the distance 5, which is shortest. So this also I no need to touch anything here. This is fixed now. Understood? I highlighted here this particular 5
Yes,
from
sir.
1 to 4 because I have calculated so far and I have figured out that there cannot be any other possible path that I can reach from 1 to 4 which will be shorter than this 5. That means this 5 is the shortest now. So I will finalize this particular route or the path. Now I need to check for the remaining 2 vertices from the selected vertex. Okay. From this particular selected vertex, can you tell me how can I travel through?
Sir, 4 and 3 are connected because we
Correct.
can't see arrow mark. between them.
Yeah, I just missed to write this arrow here, direction. Okay, now I have written this direction.
Sir, direct path 5.
Is there a direct path?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Now, what is the previous value? That means from vertex 1, I already know that I can reach vertex 3 and the path or the distance is 7. Now, from this current selected vertex 4, I can also reach to 3. Right? How I can reach 3? 1 to 2, 2 to 4, 4 to 3. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
If I do so, what is the distance involved in that? 3
10, sir.
plus 2 plus 5. That is 10. Now, is that 10? Is it shorter than the previously identified path or the direction?
No, sir.
No. Now, here I am trying to analyze phase by phase or step by step. At this step, I know that, okay, I can reach from 4 to 3. Okay. If I do so, then from vertex 1 to 3 in this particular direction, the cost or the distance is going to be 10. But already I have a particular path from vertex 1 to 3 that the distance is only 7. Then I will not go to 3 via 4. Rather, I will retain my previous path itself, that is 7 only. I will retain the previous value itself. Following?
Yes, sir.
Then is there a path from 4 to 5?
Yes, sir.
Yes. That means from vertex 1, I can reach vertex 5. How? From 1 to 2, 2 to 4, and 4 to 5. If I do so, what is the path involved in that? What is the distance involved in that?
7.
7. Right? Now, this iteration is done now. Now I need to move to the next iteration. So in this iteration, the set is going to be what? The previous values 1, 2, and one more value will get added, which is the previous iteration's selected vertex. That is 4. Now I need to select the vertex. What are the left out things here? 7 and 5. Let me rewrite the values. This 3, I am done with that. This 5, also I am done with that. Now I need to select a particular vertex, either 3 or either 5. Both are having same values. Both are having same values. Then first come first basis I will go. Then I will select the vertex as 3. Okay. Now, so 3 to 1, no need to do it anything. 1 to 2 already covered. 1 to 3 already covered. That is the 7. So 7 I get directly here. Now 3 to 5. Is there a direct path from 3 to 5?
Yes, sir.
Yes, there is a path. What is the distance between 3 to 5? That is 6. Now,
6.
if I want to reach to 5, that is from 1 to 2, 2 to 3, 3 to 5, what is the total cost?
30.
13. But already there is a path existing which is shorter than the 13. So I would retain the previous value itself. I will not go via 1 to 2, 2 to 3, and 3 to 5 to reach from 1 to 5. So I will retain the previous itself, that is 7. So this particular iteration is also done. The final iteration, which is very simple, in the set all the previous values, including the previous iterations vertex, that is 3, Then now the one which is left out here is vertex 5. Consider that. Just rewrite the values. And this already I have figured that these are the final values. There is only one left out, that is also a final value. Okay, now coming to the very important point, how I can reach the different vertices. Okay, let me write it here itself. From vertex 1 to vertex 2, okay, now here if you look at from this particular table, we have figured out the shortest distances from the selected vertex 1 to all other vertices. We need to just put the final values here. That is, from vertex 1 to 2, the cost or the distance here is the direct distance, that is 3. Right? How we can get this particular values, that is the thing here. What I would suggest is that whenever we are trying to write the content in this particular tabular format, at a particular phase we figured out that okay, this is the minimum path from the vertex 1 to any other vertex. Write down the values bottom here. That we will do it in our next example. But here let us try to relook and see what is the value and are there any other in middle vertices present there. From 1 to 2 is the direct path, that is 3, because from vertex 1 2 I can reach, and in these values I can see that if for this particular column, that is vertex 2, the first highlighted value is 3, right? So that is the 3 value. From 1 to 3 I need to select. So in this particular column 3, if I look at here, I get the value 7 for which I have highlighted. That means, so from 1 to 3 I can reach, right? How I can reach? The previously selected value. What was the previously selected vertex? That is 2. So 1 to 3 is 7, and that is via 2. Understood this one?
Yes, sir.
Now, what about this next one from 1 to 4? So I need to look into this particular diagram or this column here. For the column number 4, representing the vertex 4, which particular value I have highlighted here, that is for 5. The cost is 5. But through which particular vertex? That is again the previously selected vertex here. So in this one, in this particular row, previously selected vertices are what? 2. So that is again via 2. Okay, then the next one from 1 to 5. So 1 to 5, look into this column. Value is 7, which is been highlighted. That is the shortest distance. But via what? Here, before this, which I selected, that was 4, and before 4, that is 2. So this is going to be via 2, 4. Understood, students?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So for the point of examination, 5 marks, the marks distribution is going to be 3 marks for this tabular format, putting the values in this tabular format, and 2 marks are for the final result. 2 marks for this final result, and this tabular format 3 marks. Total 5 marks. Okay. In the next class, we will take up one more example, and simultaneously, as and when we finalize a particular iteration, we will write down these values so that you will not have any confusions. I know that you will have certain confusions here while putting these particular values, okay, through which particular vertex we are covering. Okay. So that simultaneously can be done by proceeding through the different iterations. Okay, students, is that fine? Any doubts
Yes,
here?
sir. No, sir.
Okay. Single source shortest path algorithm. It is also called as what? Forgot the name, right? How do you pronounce this word? Varda, can you pronounce this? Dijkstra. It is Dijkstra's shortest path algorithm. Okay, suppose you may get a question saying that single source shortest path algorithm, or the question might be Dijkstra's shortest path algorithm. Both are same, two different names. Any questions, any doubts, students?
No, sir.
Can anyone tell me what are the different problems we have looked into as part of greedy method so far? What was the first one? Under greedy method we have studied.
Knapsack problem.
Knapsack problem. In knapsack problem, do we need to maximize or minimize our objective function? Maximize, because we want to earn more profit there. So we need to, the objective function is to maximize the profit. Okay, then what was the second one? Second problem.
Optimal solution on single tips.
Yeah, multiple the tapes related problem. What was the objective function there? Should it be minimum or maximum? The mean retrieval time
Minimum.
should be minimum.
Maximum. Minimum.
Minimum. It should be minimum. Right? What was the next one? Third one. Minimum cost spanning tree. Right? In the minimum cost spanning tree, what were the two methods which we have looked into, which we have studied?
Prim's method and Kruskal's method.
Yes, Prim's method and Kruskal's method. Okay. Two different approaches or the algorithms are available. Okay. As part of your syllabus, there are algorithms for Prim's and Kruskal's that I will take up in the upcoming classes. One of the upcoming class, I will take up the algorithm. What may happen is sometime in your examination, the examiner may ask you to write the algorithm of that. Algorithm is little tricky to understand. It was exactly based upon the problem what we have solved, but algorithm is little tricky. That I will explain it in one of the class. There are two different algorithms, one for the Prim's, other for the Kruskal's algorithm. Okay. What was the next fourth problem based upon greedy method? Job sequencing that we studied in our yesterday's class. That recording I will upload today. After this particular class, I will upload that particular recording also. Job sequencing. Again, in job sequencing, we need to maximize our profit. And the fifth one is the one which we studied today. That is Dijkstra's algorithm. Single source shortest path algorithm. Okay, fine. So with this, excluding those two particular algorithms that I will be explaining in one of the class, the third unit is completed. Okay. From next class, in the next class, I will take up one more example, students, based upon the Dijkstra's, because it's a little confusing to understand also. We'll go through one more example and then we will wind up the third unit. And then later we can start with the unit number 4. Fine?
Yes, sir.
Any questions?
No,
No,
sir.
sir.
As number of active participants, students are very less, that is less than 100. I will be conducting the online classes through Zoom itself. Okay, so Teams need not to worry about, we can directly host it on Zoom itself. Enter your attendance. Go through the recorded videos, access whatever the problems I have taken there, try to exercise, do it once again, and I will be sending you few more examples or the exercises that you need to work it out yourself. Based upon that, you can write the content in your fair book. I will give you the some theoretical concepts about that, the theory concepts related to each one of these 5 different problems. And in that particular, say for suppose for first one, I will give the content, and then whatever the concept exercise we have covered in the video, that particular exercise you need to write yourself in your fair book. In the soft copy notes, I will only put the theory concept, not any exercises, the solution to any of the exercises that you need to work it out yourself by looking into the recorded videos. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Fine. We'll meet tomorrow.